how to link Google Classroom to Aeries classes and import grades. So here is how that is done. So first and foremost, you have to link your Google class to your Aeries class. So here are the three classes that I have right now. There's a couple different. My guess is that many of you will have like pencils right now, and visit website will be the icons that you have in front of you. You might also have just add website here. So let me start with one of these that's just sort of the pencil. So if you click that and you see that it says link and unlink, that means that it's already linked, right? So if you have this unlink button, it's telling you that you have already linked it. If it's the right class that's linked, cool. You can also, without doing any damage at this point, because we haven't linked anything else, you could relink. So if I hit link and pick the right class, that's cool, right? But if it's already linked, you're probably fine. If it's not linked, like this one, I could click create. What that would do is actually it would create a Google Classroom for me. But since I've already created the Google Classroom, I simply want to link them. And so this is my period 3 class. So I'm going to go ahead and link that. And this says that was successfully linked. It says here, any students to add will be processed and you will receive an email with the results. Every time I get an email, it says there was an error. So I think that part doesn't actually work. It does not sync the students. And so the students need to use your code just the way we're doing in order to get into your site. Okay, so it is now linked, and I know it's linked because, again, I have the link button and the unlink button. And so because I have this unlink button and because this is filled out, I know that it worked. Okay, so now I need a gradebook. So I need a gradebook on the Aeries side that will pull the records over from Google. So I'm going to hit add gradebook. This gradebook is going to be for quarter 1. It is going to be for my 3rd period, 1st quarter class. And I'm just going to leave the rest of this as it is and hit save. Okay, so now that I have a gradebook, I need to add my students. So I just do, and hopefully everybody's done this before. So I'm just going to add all of my students. This takes a while, so I'm going to hit pause. Okay, then you get this. Once it's done bringing all the students in, you get process completed. I can close that and it should pull up my populated gradebook. Okay, so now the next thing you have to do is create at least one category. And so I'm just going to say assignments. Oh, I even spelled it right that time. Very proud of myself. So I'm going to hit save on that. Okay, so now I have a grade book, but I don't have any assignments. So what I now need to do is I actually have to create an assignment in this grade book that I will match to an assignment on the Google Classroom side. So there is this one piece of duplicate entry. So I'm going to do this 1.01 tell me about yourself assignment. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to say assignments, add assignment. It's number 1, but I'm also going to use my numbering scheme here. Tell me about yourself. Okay, and you know, you've all done this before. So this was due on 8/11, so I'll just say it was assigned on 8/10. And so we'll make this 8/11. Okay, and it is worth 100 points. And now I'm just going to hit save and close. I'm just going to do one for now, and I'm going to leave these off the portal. Okay, so now I have an assignment. And ta-da! Okay, so now I want to enter marks. And so I click on this assignment to enter marks. And it takes me to this page that we all know. So now when you click this little arrow here, you'll see you have a new button called Import from Google. So I click that. I start, and you only have to do this once per assignment, but I pick the class that I'm importing from. It'll give me all my assignments. And then I pick the assignment that I'm importing from and I hit confirm. And so now it's processing. So I'm going to pause for a second again. Okay, so it says 32 scores were imported, which is perfect because I have 32 students. And beautifully, there are all of my students and all of my grades out of Google Classroom. Something to note, I can click this again. Let's say some grades had changed on the Google Classroom side. So when I click that again, it gives me this confirm message. So basically what it's saying is it's going to re-import. So I don't have to like go through all that searching for the assignment again. It knows what assignment it's connected to. And clicking confirm here will pull those grades that I've changed on the Google Classroom side over. I could also change it and associate it with a totally different Google Classroom assignment. The point to note here, this is not a sync. So if you change things on the Aeries side, it will get replaced by what you pull over from the Google Classroom side. So it's important to note you should only change grades in Google Classroom and then import them back into Aeries. So I have two things that I still need to confirm. So, and that is, how does this sync work over time, or this import work over time? So if I go to Gradebook and the homepage of Gradebook, there's this button here that is import assignments from Google. If I click that, it then says, it gives me a list of gradebooks and assignments. And so this says so what this will do is when I hit import, it'll go across all of my assignments that are linked and re-import them. Okay, so I've only got one that's linked at the moment, right? But if I had all 6 of these and all 9 of these already linked over, it should import all of them. It will take it a little while, but it should do that. Okay, so I haven't confirmed that yet. The other thing is, I believe there's a nightly sync. So I believe every night you don't actually have to click that button. You have to click that button if you want to pull them over immediately. But I believe at night it will automatically do an import. But I need to confirm that. I know that is a setting. I don't know how OUSD has set it up. So again, first of all, you create everything in Google Classroom. You create your assignments, your grade, you do your grading in Google Classroom, any changes over time in Google Classroom, and you bring them over into Aeries. The purpose of having them into Aeries is so that, so for grade reporting and for parents to see them and all those sorts of things. Once they're associated, the import is pretty easy, but don't change grades in Aeries. Only change in Google Classroom and then move it to Aeries. Great. I hope this was helpful.